What's going on with you guys? And welcome back. Let's have a little bit of fun this time. How about some conspiracies and stuff? I got a little conspiracy. Every time I work, they have a party. All that Irish pork. And if I don't eat, get sent home. So, I'm here with you guys, making some videos. Because I'm not going to do that.
We would keep their presence on Earth a secret. They would furnish us with advanced technology and would help us in our technological development. They would not make any treaty with any other Earth nation. They could abduct humans on a limited and periodic basis for the purpose of medical examination and monitoring of our development, with the stipulation that the humans would not be harmed, would be returned to their point of abduction, that the humans would have no memory of the event, and that the alien nation would furnish MJ-12 with a list of all human contacts and abductees on a regularly scheduled basis. And this is not being done. It was agreed that each nation would receive the ambassador of the other for as long as the treaty remained in force. It was further agreed that the alien nation and the United States would exchange 16 personnel each to the other with the purpose of learning each of the other. The alien guests would remain on Earth, and the human guests would travel to the alien point of origin for a specified period of time, then return, at which point a reverse exchange would be made. I have no knowledge whatsoever of what happened to those original 16 humans who left the Earth with the aliens. It was also agreed that bases would be constructed underground for the use of the alien nation, and that 2 bases would be constructed for the joint use of the alien nation and the United States government. The base at Dulce is one, the base at S4 in the area known as Area 51 or Dreamland is the second. Exchange of technology would take place in the jointly occupied bases. These alien bases would be constructed under Indian reservations in the 4 corners of Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona, and one would be constructed in Nevada in the area known as S4, located approximately 7 miles south of the western border of Area 51, otherwise known as Dreamland. All alien areas are under complete control of the Naval Department, and all personnel.
I don't know. Have you guys ever drove through there? Area 51 and all that? I have. Let me tell you. Long ass drive. Nothing there. Looks like the hills have eyes through the whole way through. Yes, indeed. Nevada's nothing nice outside of Vegas. And Vegas is only 20 blocks long, so.
Personnel who work in these complexes receive their checks from the Navy. Construction of the bases began immediately, but progress was slow until large amounts of money were made available in 1957, and in the meantime work continued on the Yellow Book. This is the information derived from the guests. I would like to say at this time that the movie that most of you may have seen, how many of you saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind? That movie was absolutely true. Those events did take place. Not exactly as you saw them, not in the place where you saw them take place. But there was a landing, there was an agreement, there was conversation, there was an exchange of personnel made. I would like to say now also that J. Allen Hynek was the technical director on that movie, and he was also the co-author of Grudge 13, which I read between the years 1970 and 1973, along with another man named Lieutenant Colonel Friend.
There's a superstition that's been going around about the election. I don't know if you ever heard about it. Have you ever heard about the Redskins rule?
No, what is it?
So there's a whole superstition going around with the NFL saying, like, whenever, like, the Washington Redskins, well, they're the Commanders now, if they win their last home game before the election, whoever was in office prior, so like at this point, it would be
Gets reelected?
not gets reelected, that would be the party that gets voted into being presidency. So in this case, the last home game that the Commanders had was that Hail Mary throw.
Next week is
the election. So now, if the whole superstition is right, that means in this scenario, Kamala Harris will be the first woman president in the United States, bro. First black woman president, if the superstition is right. And the superstition goes all the way to like the 1940s, I think. Like it was true from 1940 to 2000. They were 17-0 until I think 2004 when George Bush got reelected. That's when the streak ended. And since then, they're 17-21. So it's very accurate, people. So if Kamala Harris wins, I called it.
George Bush was just the president just a few presidents ago. Now explain to me how in the heck you went 17-0, and then when George Bush got in there, you lost one, and now all of a sudden you went 17-20. Who were the other 20 presidents after George Bush? Oh wait, fuck out here. That didn't age very well.
So the submarine exploded, and still nobody is talking about the banging they heard. We're just gonna forget that?
Yeah, everyone thought it was the submarine, but if it was the submarine, they would have found it.
So what was that banging?
I don't know, it could be anything. The ocean, I do not mess with the ocean.
Could it be those flying saucers that they're seeing fly down into the ocean every time they hit? Makes a big bang, boom.
Or some big sea monsters down there.
Now I remember they was talking about there being knocking, but I also feel like that was just a scam for everybody else. But what do you guys think about that one?
Did this song from 1969 predict the events of 2024? This theory says yes. So back in 1969, there was a song that was released called Age of Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In by a band named The Fifth Dimension. In their lyrics, they speak very specifically about what the Age of Aquarius is and what will happen during the Age of Aquarius. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Age of Aquarius just began on January 20th of 2024. The band detailed that during the Age of Aquarius, there will be harmony and understanding, sympathy, trust abounding, and no more falsehoods or lies. And at the very beginning of 2024, the Age of Aquarius, this is already happening.
Hold on, I gotta go back and check the lyrics real quick. Yeah, it's not like the Trick Daddy song from like 2001. I think that was Joe in the window. Pop the top and let the sun shine in.
Falsehoods or lies. And at
Joey
the very beginning of
Louie.
2024, the Age of Aquarius, this is already happening. There has been news about aliens and extra-dimensional beings, billionaires and millionaires coming out and being candid about their preparation for the end of the world by building bunkers. Big governments and individuals being exposed for lying, cheating, stealing, and hurting other people. And most importantly, news about World War III has been coming out day after day, warning us that something big is about to happen and that our world will change forever. Now, although some are hopeful for the Age of Aquarius, others are actually very fearful of it because some believe that the world will end during the Age of Aquarius, which is right around now. Now, whether you believe in astrology or if this band was right or wrong, none of that matters. We do see that something is changing and happening in our world right now, and we have to be prepared for it. So are you prepared for the Age of Aquarius and what's to come? Tell me what you think in the comments.
Alright, so let's wrap this one up with this.
This is why I think we're in the year 1727. Hear me
I
out.
told you that nearly 300 years of history never actually happened. That the year 2024 is actually the year 1727. Welcome to the phantom time hypothesis, the theory that claims we've all been living in a historical lie.
Yep.
Sounds crazy, right?
Yep.
But according to historian Heribert Illig, almost 300 years of the early Middle Ages were fabricated by powerful rulers and the Catholic Church.
Well, why?
That means key events like the reign of Charlemagne and the early Islamic conquests never really happened.
Whoa.
So, why would anyone want to manipulate history? To boost their power, of course. Emperor Otto III, Pope Sylvester II, and the Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII are all accused of creating this phantom time to rewrite history and make it fit their agendas. But here's where it gets really weird. There's evidence that backs this up. Historians have noticed that there's little to no reliable archaeological evidence from this period. Take buildings, for example. Structures that should exist from the 7th to 9th centuries, almost none.
Wow.
It's as if that time period left no mark on the world. Documents, suspiciously absent or unreliable. Some calendars, like the Gregorian calendar, don't quite add up either. It's as if those 300 years were squeezed in later. Think about it. How much of what we know about history is just written down and passed along? And how easily could powerful figures alter that narrative? If 300 years could be fabricated without us ever knowing, what else could be hiding in plain sight? Maybe the medieval period wasn't the dark age we've been led to believe.
Maybe.
Because it didn't happen at all. Of course, this theory has its skeptics. Many historians point out that even if some records are missing, there's still plenty of evidence that suggests these centuries existed. Things like astronomical data don't support the missing years theory. But what if those were altered too? Phantom time, a complete fabrication of nearly 3 centuries, is a conspiracy that raises questions about how much control rulers, historians, and religious institutions might have had over our perception of time. Whether you believe it or not, it forces us to ask one haunting question. And what else could be a lie? If this blew your mind, hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-bending conspiracies.
Stay weird.
It did not blow my mind. I intend to stay as weird as possible. And I need you guys to do the same. So like, share, subscribe to this video. Appreciate you staying to the end. If you stay to the end, you know, this is how it works. And if you're thinking about making some videos, make some shit. It ain't nothing, this shit's fun. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. I remember my first couple, I couldn't even be on camera. I didn't know what the fuck to say to you. And now I'm like, on some dumb stuff. I'll at you, boy.